we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, a podcast featuring Midnight Miles. We are Two Nerds and Midnight Miles, and this is a podcast. I am Buddy the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared.
Jesus Christ.
Midnight Miles is here yet again.
What's going on, guys? It's been a hell of a weekend. It's been a lot of fun times we're had. It's the 4th of July. Well, it's the 5th of July now, but just getting over the 4th.
Yeah, I feel like an absolute fucking corpse.
Yeah.
I've done nothing all weekend except for do shit. And I went to 3 different flea markets and went to your fucking fiasco, whatever, you know.
You stayed at my house twice this week.
Yeah. That was 2 times too many.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good. The bed's pretty comfortable. Miles, you looked pretty uncomfortable this morning when I came upon you.
I don't know, probably because I was kind of awake, but I kind of wasn't too. So I heard Big Buddy leaving for work, you know.
God, I wake you up. I'm sorry. Yeah, we were partying pretty much all night. I mean, I went to bed a little earlier than you guys, and then
at 4 a.m.
Yeah, and I was at work at the swift tender hour of 8 o'clock in the morning. So did you got some cool shit though over the weekend?
I got some stuff. Yeah, I can't even remember any of the shit I got now. I got you know, I keep saying Thriller, Big Box, Elvira tapes. Yeah, I couldn't fucking tell you what movies they are. I just see Big Box, Elvira titties. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good buy. So like, one was The House That Something, and
the House That Drip Blood.
No, it's not House That Drip Blood. It's House That Did Something Else.
The house was doing something. We don't know what it was.
Yeah. And then the other one was like oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'd have to look at my phone. I sent the pics to Dan Kinham. And then I bought Return of the Scorpion. Some WrestleMania prints, like double-sided prints, pretty good quality. The first Ministry record on vinyl, and then it was like a promotional only copy from fucking 85 or something, and then the first Onslaught record, Power from Hell, second pressing, still sealed, which I don't know how to feel about that, because I'm inevitably gonna want to crack it open and listen to it, but it's still fucking sealed from from 1987. God damn, like I don't want to fucking open it, but I'm gonna have to. It's a great record. I'm gonna have to listen to it. So
yeah. Did you do anything cool this week? Oh yeah, you were swimming multiple times, and when they sent in the shirtless selfies to everyone, making Jared uncomfortable.
Fuck, Jared's like, God, his titties, fuck.
No, it's like I hate when you send selfies to the group chat to begin with, and then we got the shirtless selfies. I went on a rant about you yesterday before you showed up to the party.
Thank God. What was it about? Just a shirtless selfie?
By you constantly sending selfies to the fucking group chat.
I don't think I sent that many. Once in a while. Once in a while.
Oh my God, we got 2 feet. You can't say females anymore. That's like an offensive term. We have 2 women in the group chat, okay, and we know that the women they like taking selfies. I mean, like,
I'm in between, bro. I'm the 5th wheel in the group chat.
They never send selfies to the group chat.
It's true.
They never do it. You're the one that does it.
I feel like though that usually it's when I'm sending a video though with something, like it's not necessarily a straight selfie.
No, there's
quite a few selfies, and it's always drinking, which Jared has another objection to.
It's my annual piss Jared off moment of the day.
Well,
I'll just start sending
I'll tell you-
selfies every
Let me tell
day.
you, like, my least favorite thing on the internet, and it's not something that you're guilty of. It's something Maisie's guilty of. Not anymore. She used to do it. And now she's a big girl now. But when people upload on their story or on anything, or upload an image or video or anything of just them smoking, like a selfie, like front facing camera of them smoking. Oh my fucking God. It's like, I hate that more than I hate life itself. It's awful. I like,
Or them vaping on camera, even worse.
Just
really-
smoking anything. He's saying the act of the smoke coming towards the camera.
Oh, they
I know
blow
what he
smoke. They
means.
blow smoke at the camera and everything. Like, they're so fucking cool. And it's like, dude, this is the cringiest, lamest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I get it. People smoke. All right. Guess what else I get? Nobody fucking cares. Not even smokers. Come on, stop it. Like, nobody fucking cares. Like, nobody. There's no way they care. Do they care?
I don't think anyone
I don't
cares.
believe so. No, I mean, I
Like,
don't know.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Like, unless you're doing something actually cool, like Dabby 3 at the zoo yesterday uploaded like some long stories, got some up close and personal shots of the bear. The bear was sitting in the water playing with a log and everything. I'm like, man, fuck Dabby 3. This is quality content. All right. It's not him fucking looking like an idiot blowing smoke into the fucking camera. Come on. Stop it. Oh, wow, you smoke. You're so cool. Fuck off. I hate it.
Straight edge revenge,
Fucking
cat.
straight edge warrior, the
yeah,
Lord, right here.
So the same thing applies to drinking. With Miles sitting there holding a beer, like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like,
I know it's funny.
about
Though. It's
Miles,
fun to do.
Miles, I already know you're holding a beer. Are you holding a beer right now?
I'm not technically holding one.
But it's on the table?
We got this trusty coffee
Yeah,
table
it's on
right
the
here.
table, bro.
Can I share something with you? He does not have one beer. He has two.
and a water.
Buddy calling everyone out today. Fuck.
Yeah, I gotta try to keep the energy up. I mean, we all know that the not in-person ones are a little bit, I don't know, they lack the energy. You gotta keep it fresh. So yeah,
I feel like watching Jared, I'm like looking at him like, is he watching something or is he actually like
the last time
no, this is a triple threat podcast. I'm playing Rocket League right now.
I was gonna say that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing last time.
I'm playing Rocket League right now. I was expecting you guys to carry the podcast, but so far I've done 90% of the talking.
All right, well, I can throw some shit out there.
It's got to change because I've lost like 3 games in a row, fellas, and I think I'm blaming it entirely on the podcast.
So
I'm gonna get demoted here in a few seconds.
So a couple weeks ago, as everyone knows, we talked about our top 10 favorite video games of all time. And so I put out a prompt to the loyal fan base and people on the internet to submit some of their favorite video games to us to talk about on the show. We got quite a few responses. So I guess we'll just be going through a few of those today, talk about some of your favorite video games of all time out there, see if we've played any of these games. There's a lot of repeats from stuff that we've done on our list. Obviously, the listeners have some great tastes. Some may not have as great taste as others, as some people may be ranting about in a little bit, but I don't know, because I don't know if you guys have seen all of these responses. You've seen a few of them.
I have not.
So I guess we can start on Instagram, I guess. Jared, well, actually, two people close to your guys responded to this on Instagram. Mazer Laser responded.
Animal Crossing.
She responded to the prompt, what your favorite video game of all time is. Horror, because scary is good. Not sure what she's going for there.
Controversial take. Yeah, Mazer Laser really likes to watch people play scary games. That's her big thing. She loved watching me play Resident Evil Village. She loved watching me play Resident Evil 7. And she used to watch her stepdad play like all the Silent Hills and Resident Evil 4.
And she's
shit
watching.
like that.
She's watching you play Silent Hill a little bit on the
Sort
Twitch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, has she like played any like horror games? Like, has she ever talked about?
She's too scared. She's too scared to play them. I told her that she should stream Silent Hill 4 because she's been bugging me about playing it so much. I'm like, why don't you just fucking play it? You stream it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Miles, any response to Maisie about the horror games? Do you have any recommendations for her?
Silent Hill.
Deadly Premonition.
Bruh, that's what everyone needs to play. Silent Hill 4 The Room is really good, and you could kind of play it standalone from the other Silent Hill games, so that would be a good one. Definitely recommend that. She's just what did she say again? She just wants.
She just said horror because scary is good.
She was responding into what sentence? What exactly?
What's your favorite video game of all time?
Jesus Christ, is Miles drunk already? What the hell's going on over there?
No, because like the way she worded it, I was just like, "What's your favorite video game of all time?" Horror, and just like, okay, like the whole genre, the whole ass genre.
She loves them all, bro.
She loves horror games.
Deadly Premonition too, Kat.
Big Five Nights at Freddy's fan.
Well, Jared won't play it, but she could always try playing Outlast 2. Outlast 2 is great. I put it above 1, right? I believe
she would have a stroke.
It is, yeah. It's pretty insane, to be honest.
So the next and last response on Instagram is from Rachel Crum, loyal listener of the show. And she says Majora's Mask is her favorite video game of all time. Obviously has impeccable taste when it comes to gaming. She's
great game.
She says the side quest, the dialogue, just literally everything. It's her favorite game, which I agree. It's the king of fucking side quests. You can't do much better than Majora's Mask. Miles needs to fucking play it. That might be a good live stream for Miles. Play some of these Zelda games that have eluded him for
Miles
years.
Got to get a camera that's not fucking, like a pixel. Like
singular pixel.
Yeah, fuck a megapixel. To get one that's more than a pixel. We gotta upgrade them to like 2 pixels.
I'll just do the live stream here. Fuck. Buddy can set it all up. He'll just be like my mouth agape, just like.
Buddy needs me to set up our future live stream for fucking Deadly Premonition. He was like, "Well, you're gonna have to take care of all that stuff."
You're gonna do it right on Twitch?
We'll be doing it live on the YouTube channel.
It'll be on Buddy's YouTube channel.
Okay.
But
that's where this 1,000 subscribers
I'll
are.
still need to set up the OBS and everything for it, and probably set up a good overlay for us to have and all that shit. Like,
yeah, it'll be a good time, and maybe we'll talk about some of that stuff towards the tail end of the show today about what our plans are going to be. Over on Twitter, we only had one response from Casey, another loyal listener of the show. Perfect mom answer. She responded only simply Tetris. Favorite video game of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that one. That's a solid choice in my opinion. Tetris is great, timeless. It's never going to get old. They're going to keep remaking Tetris.
It's been on like every system pretty much.
Yeah.
And every phone. So the majority of the ones we got were from Facebook. Nelson Broadhead, he submitted to us that Chrono Trigger is his favorite game. It makes him feel like a kid every time. I've never played Chrono Trigger. Have you guys ever played any?
I've played Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I beat Chrono Trigger. I haven't I played Chrono Cross for a little bit, but I haven't beaten it.
Yeah, I played both of them. But like I actually didn't beat either of them. I got really like far in the game and then just for some reason didn't beat them. Both of them.
Yeah.
But
you're like, sell me on the game. Tell me about the game.
I mean, it's just Chrono Cross is probably without a doubt the greatest RPG on Super Nintendo. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I guess the only one that could even stake a claim even closely. Oh man, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a few great ones, but yeah, I think it's got to be Chrono Cross, man. There's Final Fantasy VI. Many people consider to actually be the greatest Final Fantasy of all time. That's on Super Nintendo.
In America, is Final Fantasy 3.
Final Fantasy 3 in America. There's Secret of Mana, which is really good. A lot of people really like that, but I don't really see it in GOAT conversation very often. It's usually Super Mario RPG. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good, but that's not better than Chrono Cross. There's no way. And I mean, like, here's the thing with Chrono Cross. Really good game, good story. Honestly, it is turn-based, but there's a little bit more to it. The battle system is pretty fucking sweet for Super Nintendo. The graphics are pretty good for an RPG, Super Nintendo. And art direction by Akira Toriyama. Character designs and art direction. So yeah,
can't go wrong with that. Yeah,
fucking really awesome game.
Trigger was also really good compared to a lot of the.
No more Akira Toriyama and Trigger. I'll just say that.
He's like, I can't play it. He's like, I can't do it.
No, I played it. I used to own it, but I let my friend. You remember Tom Kearns? I let goddamn Tom Kearns borrow that game. And by the time I got it back, the disc was basically scratched in half.
In half.
I used to hate when people would be like, can I borrow a CD? Can I borrow something? Because you knew it was going to come back like trash. Yeah. Or else like a little bit like trash. I let a couple people borrow CDs, like a couple older dudes than me that like I was closer to, got like 3 CDs back. All of them were absolutely, looked like someone just wrote their fucking name on it with like a fucking nail.
Yeah, it's rough.
The things that people don't realize anymore that used to piss you off a lot with everything.
I mean, I was
nowadays.
pretty bad with my games back in the day too, unless it was like, a really fucking good game. But even then, they'd still end up fucked up somehow. So I mean, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's extra annoying when it's like it's not even you fucking up your own shit. It's like your friends that you let borrow the game.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an extra level of annoyance. And it's like, fuck, am I gonna make this piece of shit buy me a new game? Or like, what? Like, wow, like, how do you approach the situation? It's like, bro,
by the time I got it, you couldn't get Chrono Trigger anymore. Like, goddamn, like, I get this fucking game back because I'm like, yo, I want to play Chrono Trigger, and they're all right. Yeah, I still got it. You get it, and like the fucking game is like, literally looks like they fed it to a lion.
All right, so moving on, I guess. I've never heard of this game, but a submission from Jason Johnson. He says Maniac Mansion for PC was the first game and still his favorite game of all time. And then he lists a few others. But have you guys ever heard of Maniac Mansion?
I feel like I've heard of it before, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
See, I was never a PC guy, so I don't know if it was ever on a console or anything.
But I started off playing goddamn Putt Putt Goes to the Moon and the Spider-Man math game.
Legend.
I think that might be one of those early point and click horror games, like horror narrative games. I could be wrong, could be 100% wrong, but I think maybe it is.
It probably is. And then he goes on to say Final Fantasy VII, my first PlayStation game that gave me a taste of Japanese role-playing games. And Persona 3, just one of the best RPG stories around.
Miles's dick just seriously, like I could see it on the camera angle.
Did it shrivel up or did it enlarge?
No, it's massive right now.
I like Persona 3 a lot.
Oh, his dick inverted. What the hell?
But I do think that 4 and 5 are better stories. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, because when I went back and replayed 3 again, the story is like so childish just compared to the other ones. Like, I don't know. Still really good. Insane fight system. Great game. I played it as it came out, as we were graduating high school. Me and Jared, it came out like a month after that. Played it that whole summer.
What Persona 3 did?
Yeah. Or it might have came out fall. Maybe it was either that summer or that fall, right after we graduated high school. But I remember like working 2 jobs and just coming home and playing the shit out of that game, A lot of hours. Persona 3.
Yeah. So I did look up this Maniac Mansion. It is a point and click game. It was actually made by Lucas Arts, which is
okay.
So I don't know, but now it's obviously very obscure because none of us have fucking heard of it ever. So
that's the hardest thing about like there's so many games that I've wanted to play on PC, but I'm not going to invest the time or money to get a PC.
Yeah,
like a gaming PC, or actually like try to play games on a PC.
I mean, I have a gaming laptop. I can't play like insane graphic games, but like shit that's pretty good, pretty decent graphically, I could run very well on my laptop. I played like Bioshock 1 and 2 on my laptop with almost no problems. I had to adjust the settings for like one thing and one of them, but it was like a bug that was just that was present at release for the HD remasters. Whatever. Yeah, Maniac Mansion, never played it. Putt Putt Goes to the Moon though, played the shit out of it.
Goated. So we got two Al's in a row. So we'll start with the Al that everyone knows. The legendary Aldo Pryor has submitted his favorite game of all time, and he said it is Metal Gear Solid. It's the perfect mix of a serious story with really goofy, over-the-top gameplay, and it really revolutionized the modern boss battle, in my opinion.
I mean,
Miles liked the comment, so Miles saw that one on Facebook. So
one.
Miles obviously must have a lot to say about Metal Gear Solid right now.
I don't, but keep going. I just thought I was just like really respected that opinion because
it's a respectable take. I mean, Metal Gear Solid is all-time great. I unfortunately haven't beat any of them. But I know its reputation. Kojima, he's he knows what he's doing, and we hope and pray that he can get this goddamn Silent Hill franchise back off the ground someday.
That's what we're hoping, man.
There's supposed to be either one or two games being developed right now. That keeps getting leaked out by Sony that like someone at Sony that they're being developed. So as soon as they get announced, that's when I'll probably start eyeing a PS5 because they're going to be PS5 exclusives
for sure. Yeah. So is Norman Reedus still involved?
No, it's not called Silent Hills or anything, and they completely scrapped that project.
So it's just another thing.
Yeah, Norman Reedus moved on to Death Stranding.
Yeah,
he's like, I will collab with Kojima no matter what happens. We're gonna get a game put out there.
Yeah. So Al Rosa, he submitted a few games.
The less famous Al.
Yes, the less famous Al Aldo Pryor's a fucking legend. Everyone knows that cat. He says it's a toss-up between
the absolute god, Aldo Pryor.
Yeah. He says it's a toss-up between Banjo-Kazooie and Bioshock. He says it's one of those games that's timeless fun, simple gameplay, and the soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope is fantastic, and that was in reference to Banjo. He said, as for Bioshock, I could talk about it for hours. The kick-ass plasmid powers, exploring a ruined underwater city that is covered in a neon art deco design combined with the genuine creepiness of disfigured splicers trying to murder you around every corner. It's one of those games I can play through again and again and never be bored. Very disappointed the Guillermo del Toro movie never panned out.
Didn't it get basically turned into like another movie? Like they started working on it and like it basically became like something else entirely.
They didn't use stuff for that for the one
well, because I know originally, I don't know the full fucking story, but I know that he was originally slated to do a remake of the Haunted Mansion, like of the Eddie Murphy movie based off the Disney ride. That turned into Crimson Peak,
right?
Where it's like the same aesthetic, but they just like changed the fucking story and all that shit. But I don't know if the Bioshock thing ever even got off the ground. Because I know he did Shape of Water after that, but I don't know.
Did he use anything like because like that could be like almost similar like era?
I would have known if it was Shape of Water. I just remember on the Trash Taste podcast, that one of them was mentioning like this movie was supposed to be the Bioshock movie, but that got canned and like it became this.
It probably would have been Shape of Water then, because I mean, it still deals.
I just said that if it was Shape of Water, I would have remembered.
Oh well, then
I would have been like, "Wow, that's fucking weird." The movie about a lady having sex with the creature from the Black Lagoon was supposed to be Bioshock.
Best picture of the year, Cat.
It was like some movie that I have never even like considered watching.
Bro, it's
Shape of Water I've considered like I want to watch.
You'll like it.
The Crimson
movie
Peak.
the movie that they mentioned, I'd never really even thought about watching before. Regardless, who cares? BioShock's a good game. I actually think I like 2 better. But yeah, BioShock's good.
I've never played them. They did release like a remastered version on Switch a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. I was thinking about jumping on it, but then I was like, do I really want to play fucking BioShock on Switch? Like, I don't know.
Why not? I mean, it'll be fine. It's these fucking games are like 2 console generations ago. Like the Switch will handle it probably better than their original consoles would.
That's true.
Have you played any of these games?
I have the trilogy that came out or whatever, the remastered pack they did, but I've only played part of BioShock 1, and then some like big new release that I wanted to play came out and I stopped playing it, but I would like to get back to it. It is a very good game from what I played. Like I said, I've only played 1, but I have 2 and 3. So
yeah,
I do plan to get to finish that and get back and play all of them.
I'll tell you what, goddamn, I'll just throw this out there. It wasn't going to be in my favorite games of all time or anything, and I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, but hopefully someone does, because fucking hell. When I think of BioShock, I always think of like a different series that was coming out around the same time, Mass Effect. And holy fucking shit, the first 3 Mass Effect games are so fucking good.
I was genuinely surprised when you did your top 10 list and there wasn't one of those on there.
Yeah,
because I watched you play part of like most of like all 3 of them. Like I didn't watch you played the whole fucking time, but like you were super fucking into that the first season we did the show.
God damn, yeah, dude, Mass Effect is so fucking good. The story, the kind of you kind of choosing the different paths and everything, and like the different classes and abilities and like build kits that you could do with your character. Oh man, super fucking good. I think my favorite one might be Mass Effect 3. I know a lot of people hate on it, but mechanically I think that it's the best fucking one out there. And really, the story is fucking incredible until like the last like 20 minutes of the game. Everyone hates the ending. Like the ending sucks, but like the story leading up to it is like fucking epic. So Mass Effect, awesome. To go back to our goddamn things, I recommend it to both of you, even though I feel like Miles may have played one of them.
I played the first one about like half of it when I first came out on 360, because I had a 360. And then I think when I sold my 360, I sold the game with it. It was on 360, the first one, right? It was like one of the early games for 360.
Yeah, the first one was like Xbox exclusive for a long time.
Right.
They dropped Mass Effect 2 on all of the, on PlayStation as well. And Mass Effect 1 didn't come out on PlayStation until they released like the fucking remastered collection.
Right. I want to get that and play that, but it's one of those things like, even just thinking about playing all 3 BioShocks and all 3 Mass Effects, it's like such a almost overwhelming task. But I would like to go back.
BioShock would probably be a little bit, easier and shorter. Mass Effect is fucking epic. So I'm not saying it's like 100 hours longer. The first one is like pretty goddamn long. The second one and third one, kind of like the first one is like super like RPG, like it's an action RPG, but it feels more RPG than the other ones do. The second and third one feel more action RPG than RPG.
So I played part of the third one because because I had a Wii U at the time and that came out on Wii U as well, with the other games. And I started playing it. Like I hadn't heard anything about it. Like I knew Mass Effect, like the name, but like I didn't realize that all your memories and the choices you made from the previous games carried over. So I was like, fuck, like I gotta fucking stop this and play the first ones first. Then I've obviously never picked it back up with it or whatever. But they just did the remasters of them that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
They just did those like the brand new remasters of them that came out. So like yeah, those are even newer than the one like the re-release that I was talking about.
Is the remaster on every system, that brand new one?
PlayStation and Xbox, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
it's not on Switch.
I don't think so. At least we didn't get it at the store. I mean, you might be able to order it, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe digital only.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. And then his other game he brought up was Banjo-Kazooie, which was in my top 10, obviously. Fucking greatest platformer ever, in my opinion. But, you know. So next up, CJ Guthrie, he submitted a few games. He said, I gotta say it's between the first Dishonored game and the Halo series. He said Bioshock is already. Oh my god! Jerry got his first fart noise out. He said honestly, the fact that so many XFeet devs gathered together to create a world so rich in detail and depth is a blessing. When a game's goal is to fully encapsulate a player and its environment, story, and gameplay with such attention to detail and player choice, it ascends into masterpiece levels of creativity. I think he's talking about Dishonored, not Halo.
Assuming Dishonored. What he was
didn't he mention Bioshock there?
Yeah,
he made a fart noise.
Yeah, he said in parentheses Bioshock had already been discussed, like in the chat. So Bioshock, he would have brought up Bioshock as well.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know anything about fucking Dishonored. Never played it.
You know quite a bit about Halo, I guess.
I wanted to play Dishonored.
It's like extremely overrated. Like, I mean, call me a bro. I'll tell you right now, Call of Duty is better than Halo. Like, it's not even close. Just fucking plays better.
Yeah, I've never really been a big Halo fan, to be honest. So
I only played like Halo 2. Like, I never played a story mode of a Halo game. It was always just like, all right, the boys are coming over, or whatever. I'm in fucking like 6th grade.
I played part of Halo 1 at my friend's house, the story. And like at that point, I had read so many science fiction novels. I grew up reading a lot of science fiction and like obviously sci-fi TV, that it just felt like a really generic sci-fi story. Like it really wasn't anything that it wasn't really memorable, you know? Not to me.
To me, it's just a shooter. Maybe an above average shooter. You know, I guess mechanically it's fine, but I don't know. There's really nothing that special about it to me. You know, I think Time Splitters is way better. I think GoldenEye did more for the genre. Just, I don't know.
So up next, we have one of the most seasoned veterans of gaming that I know, Mr. David Jackson. He submitted, if I had to pick, I guess I would go with Street Fighter. The father of modern fighting games. Without Street Fighter, we wouldn't have the combo system we are all used to, as well as many other features that are expected in modern day fighters. I'm sick of Capcom milking Street Fighter 2, but I have to say that the franchise is still my number one.
So he just said Street Fighter in general.
I think so. I think he's talking about the franchise as a whole.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. I love Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter shits on Mortal Kombat. Like, it's not even close. And I mean, other than like maybe Soul Calibur, like Street Fighter has like no peer when it comes to fighting games, in my opinion.
I think we all played, we grew up the 90s anyways. There were a ton of fighters out, especially ones you just mentioned, but I played Street Fighter, I think like most different releases, 1, 2, 3. I think I played, how many Street Fighters are out now? 5 main canon and all the side ones?
5 main ones. Then there's the Street Fighter Alpha series, the Street Fighter EX series.
Right.
Yeah.
I was more of a Marvel versus Capcom guy, but I think that was like
it's basically Street Fighter with goddamn like Marvel characters in it.
But that's like where I would say more of my experience is Street Fighter is. But I played, the ones in the arcades. Soul Calibur though, Soul Calibur's great. I have a soft spot for Mortal Kombat, obviously too. But
Soul Calibur is probably the most beginner-friendly fighter.
I could agree
that
with that.
I know of. And Street Fighter is like right there in the middle, perfect spot, in my opinion. Mortal Kombat's too goddamn complicated. Like, yeah, it's not even just fatalities. You look at some of the button combos you have to do just to do fucking Sub-Zero throwing ice at somebody. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous. Stupid. I think that it's better now, but like when it first came out, it was like, great, I had to press 12 buttons just to do one, like a stupid attack. Street Fighter, it was like down, forward, square. You're shooting a Hadouken.
Right.
Yeah. So next up we've got Steve Spencer. He said all time is hard to pick his all-time favorite game.
Oh, well, that's what we asked, so he better give it to us.
Yeah. He says he has a ton of nostalgia with Zelda Wind Waker because of how awesome the story and all the side quests were. He said nowadays
is the story in Wind Waker really that awesome?
I mean, if you like pirate shit, your sister gets captured and then you go on a little adventure. There's some time travel-y stuff involved. But I don't think it's like marginally better than other games in the Zelda franchise. I mean, if the story's not as good as Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, stuff like that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's better. Like, both those games are better story than goddamn Wind Waker. Wind Waker just has really beautiful graphics and the great Zelda gameplay that we, love, like executed, as perfectly as we expect it to be executed. That's my opinion of Wind Waker. Great game.
Really good game, yeah.
I like when I think of Wind Waker, the last thing I think of is the story.
Yeah, it's not really, at least in my opinion, it's not known for its story. It's known for the graphics that were shitted upon at the time. But nowadays, I mean, the shell shaded shit's cool. I mean, at the time, I liked it as well.
I like shell shaded. Yeah, I was a big fan of
shell shaded.
Shell shaded. Big fan of Jet Set Radio, Jet Grind Radio. Whichever you want to call it. On Dreamcast and then Xbox. So I was a big fan of that style.
God damn. Yeah, I mean, I feel like people kind of understood even back then that those graphics were like really good. They were done well for what they were. I think they just didn't like that the style changed. And it was a big
because they released that.
It was a
demo
big deal because they released that like GameCube tech demo with Link versus not Bowser, goddamn
Ganon.
With the Ocarina of Time style and like art like direction, and the graphics looked incredible, and like that's what we wanted. That's what we were waiting for the longest time. And then Wind Waker gets announced and he looks like a Saturday morning kids cartoon.
Yeah.
So like, in the end now, yeah, people appreciate it more, but at the time there was more going on with it than like people didn't like the graphics. It was more the art direction that people were kind of upset about, at least from my perspective.
Right.
Yeah. He says nowadays he only really plays first person shooters, so he'd have to go with Overwatch, which I haven't played, but I know my brother plays the fuck out of like constantly.
I've seen some people play it, but I've never played it.
One more thing about Wind Waker, it's probably the greatest graphics that were ever released on GameCube. It's like that and Resident Evil 4, probably, and I probably have to go with Wind Waker, especially since Resident Evil 4 ended up being on pretty much everything. And
the best exclusive, the one that stayed exclusive to GameCube, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even not considering that, I think Wind Waker, I mean, just goddamn, like the animations and everything in that game are so fucking smooth. And like it all just looks like perfectly how it should. You know what I mean? It looks like you're watching a cartoon with like insane animation.
Yeah. So on the opposite of that, because you said that Zelda looks like a kid's cartoon at times, well, all the time, Ricky Pizer, of course, submitted The Legend of Dragoon. He says, life-changing first game I played that had a sprawling story and characters that weren't meant to be cute mascots. So it ties in well to the last thing. So Ricky doesn't like the kid shit.
He does. What he's saying is that's the first game he played that wasn't like that. Because I'll tell you right now, Ricky is a huge fan of Crash Bandicoot, loves Mario. Like that's the stuff that he's talking about. He grew up playing. I have to. It's Ricky's birthday when we're recording this, so I have to, explain Ricky's character a little bit. Loves those games. Grew up playing those. Legend of Dragoon was the first time he saw something that broke away from shit like that, and it blew him away.
Miles is texting Ricky at this exact second, saying happy birthday.
Is he fact checking me? Like he likes
no,
man.
No.
Like, what the fuck do you want?
He's happy birthday, cat, or whatever the hell he says.
Happy birthday, cat. Do you actually really like Crash Bandicoot?
No, I gotta text him at some time too. We've talked a couple times recently. He's been reading some books and some other stuff that should probably text him.
Yeah,
as well.
Dwayne Magley, he submitted Ocarina of Time is the game that got me hooked onto a series the hardest. Then he lists some other games, Halo, Assassin's Creed, GTA 5, and some other stuff. But Ocarina of Time is the main one, and it's Jared's favorite game of all time as well.
Right.
So he agrees with that.
Bar none. Nothing's even close.
We got another person for Metal Gear Solid, Larry Updike, loves that game.
Like I said, well regarded. And I mean, like, not a lot of people talk about it really much anymore, but when it came out, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was like in conversation for like one of the greatest games of all time.
I remember
as
that.
well when that came out. Like people loved that game.
Yeah. We had like 3 or 4 people all submit Final Fantasy 7. I think it goes without saying.
People like that game.
Yeah, it's an underrated gem, I'd say.
Yeah, I've never
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah,
never heard of it. Yeah,
true.
Morgan Thompson. She says Kingdom Hearts 1, the Tomb Raider series, Last of Us, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and basically all the Pokemon games. People are really not saying their favorite game of all time. They're giving us the top 10. So
it's all right.
But all great games. I haven't played all of Last of Us yet. But
obviously I'm a huge Last of Us 2 fan, so
yeah. We had someone submit Ghost and Goblins. Their favorite game
Morgan Thompson put Last of Us?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's whoa. I might have to text her later and be like, yo, all right.
The game goes off. So does number 2, Cat. I wish I was playing it right now. Fuck. Both.
I gotta say Kingdom Hearts 2 is better than Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, we've talked about that on the show before. Yeah. I think it's like unequivocally like better. Like you can't even argue it, I don't think.
I'll give you the story in Kingdom Hearts 1 is better. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I mean the game, like the whole fighting style,
gameplay wise, like Kingdom Hearts 2 shits on Kingdom Hearts 1.
Leaf
Kingdom Hearts 1 is like what I said about Mass Effect 1. It feels like an RPG, and Kingdom Hearts 2 feels like an action RPG.
Yeah.
Even though they're both technically action RPGs.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3. I heard it's fucking trash.
Everyone I know that played it hated it.
I heard that it's good. It's just, to me, not what brought Kingdom Hearts to the dance. You didn't. I think it has DLC now, but like you released it with no Final Fantasy characters. And the problem to me and why I still haven't played the fucking game is that I've got into Kingdom Hearts because of the crossover with Final Fantasy. I don't give a fuck about Disney. Like, I know that's you love Disney stuff, buddy. I started playing Kingdom Hearts was not for goddamn Mickey Mouse. If anything, I was like, what? Mickey Mouse of all fucking things? Why? Like, I just want to fucking play like with Cloud and like these new characters and Squall and shit, and then when I got into it, I was like, man, this is pretty goddamn good. It's simple and clean. It's a fucking banger. And,
so fucking good, dude.
But yeah, then the third one came out, and I was like, why aren't there any Final Fantasy characters in the trailer? And that was
because they're not in the fucking game.
They're not in the fucking game, and it's just such a big turnoff to me. Like, I don't like that. So I have yet to play Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't know if I ever will. It was that big of a turnoff for me.
It wasn't like a rights issue at the time, was it? Because it was still developed.
No,
by
Square Enix still develops the game. It was just like a creative decision they made. The director basically said that, like, when Kingdom Hearts first started, like, we put the Final Fantasy characters in there as a way to get people like into the game, which basically worked with me. And now that people are already like invested in the lore, we feel that we don't need the Final Fantasy characters anymore. And I say that's bullshit. And you're wrong, because you've lost at least one fucking player because you took them out.
Yeah.
I'm sure the game did great financially.
I don't know if it did.
I mean,
it might have. I don't know if it met their expectations. I mean, I'm sure it sold well.
I think the backlash from was a little bit more than they thought it was going to be with certain things in the game.
I mean, I could.
So what's with this DLC? Did they just throw Cloud back into the game, or what?
Like, it would be like kind of like a side quest DLC kind of deal, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't really know much about it. I'm just pretty sure that my brother told me that they were doing a DLC with some of the Final Fantasy characters returning.
Yeah. So Leaf sent us an entire fucking novel about Lost Odyssey. I'm not gonna read the entire thing. But Miles is going pee.
I'm going to pee.
Miles is going to pee. But yeah, so have you ever played Lost Odyssey? I've never played it.
I've always wanted to play Lost Odyssey.
I've never played it. When it was first announced, I recall being very interested in it, and then the reviews came in, and it was supposedly really shitty, if I recall correctly.
It's his favorite game of all time.
I mean, I've never played it. Critics could potentially be wrong. I just remember going to that the reception portion of its Wikipedia page and just seeing that it got fucking hammered.
Yeah. He also submitted like some honorable mentions that have already been said before in this discussion. He said, obviously, Zelda, Mario, Smash Brothers, Demon Souls or Dark Souls, and Maplestory. Do you remember Maplestory?
I remember Maplestory. My friend Mark Wischusen used to goddamn play, or no, did he? He might have played it, but my other friend Keegan Wants used to play Maplestory like crazy.
See, I feel like, because I went to college with Leaf, like he was even trying to get me to still play that in college. It was fun. Like, I remember playing it back in the day. That came out in like the early 2000s, but people were still fucking playing it in like 2011 and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, man, I really just generally can't get into MMOs. So like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I probably tried Maplestory at least once, and I was just like, not for me. I tried like a lot of things. Like, I tried to play Ragnarok, and a lot of like Fly for Fun was another one I tried. There was just a lot of like JRPG style like MMOs that I tried to play that like didn't really work out for me.
So as Miles sits back down with his third beer of the afternoon, have you ever played Maplestory, or what's your favorite MMO?
Oh, fuck. I always wanted to play MMOs. Again, like I said, confession. I would have always liked to play a ton of PC games because there's a ton of exclusive PC games. Like I talked about a little bit earlier in the podcast, but I always would have liked to have been a PC gamer. But growing up, I said I didn't even get my first system until I was 12. My parents aren't going to go all the way to buy, like, we never had a computers of our own or anything like that growing up. So I really had no access to anything like that. I didn't have a computer of my own until I went to college. And like I went to college, I was 21 when I started college. You know what I mean? So always wanted to play some MMOs like the Old Republic and like some of the Star Wars ones. I think there was Star Wars Galaxies was one. I wanted to try those. Even when Final Fantasy, when they start going over to MMOs, like I was, interested in that, but I never really played any MMOs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Diablo 2. Without a doubt, Diablo 2. Easily the best MMO I've ever played. I used to be obsessed with Diablo 2. That's the only MMO. Like Diablo 1, a little bit as well. And then like once I beat Diablo 1, I jumped right to Diablo 2. And yeah, Diablo 2 is a great time.
Yeah. That's pretty much all the submissions we got, besides the one that we talked about in a couple weeks ago with the list of Resident Evil games as his top games, including Village. So that's pretty much all the submissions.
I'm sorry
that we
if we
got.
dug into you a little bit too much on that episode. I kind of feel like we did, but I respect it. If you think Village is that good, I mean, we've all been playing it. I'm still playing it. Me and Jaron played it at your house here.
You were playing it last night, so like 4:30 in the morning.
4 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm not gonna hate on it, but goddamn, it's just not. It's not even the best Resident Evil game. Like it's not even the top 5.
Yeah, not even top 5.
Yeah. So yeah, we've only got a couple episodes left of the season, guys. So we got the Space Jam one coming up.
Oh man, I gotta watch that new Space Jam movie.
Yeah,
unfortunately, we all need to watch that new Space Jam movie.
We'll make it fun. We'll just do it here at the house.
HBO?
Yeah, we can get it on HBO.
We're not gonna go to the theater to see it.
I mean, if you want to, do you want to?
I guess.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, I feel like that would be more fun than seeing it at your house.
I mean, yeah, we can make a day out of it.
I mean, listen, you guys are the ones that fucking sit there and suck off the theater more than fucking like anyone else I fucking know. Like,
I love going to the theater, but
yeah, you guys are supposed to be Mr. Fucking. I love going to the theater. I love going to the theater too, but goddamn, like,
well, goddamn. Sorry, just remind me of Bill real quick. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we could go. I just don't think the film's going to be good at all, but I'm going to try to keep an open mind.
I mean, have you never seen something that sucks in the theater? I feel like you guys are the type of people that at one point in your life were like, I try to go to the theater at least once a week.
I was going 2 times a week.
I've seen some shit in theaters. Yeah.
I mean, I saw
and when you go to the theater twice a week, sometimes you got to look at the fucking marquee and be like, well, shit. Nothing good here today. I'm going to have to go see goddamn fucking The Great Pony Show or whatever.
I try to, if I'm going to go twice a week, it's because I know I want to see like, what's in there. Like
you can't go twice a week for an extended period of time and want to see everything in there. That's not possible.
Yeah, because
you might be able to pull it off for 2 weeks in like the absolute greatest fucking movie season of all time. You might be able to pull that off for 2 weeks, and then after that, you're fucked.
Because even when I had that movie pass or whatever, like some months I would barely even go twice because it's just like I don't even know what the fuck to see.
Cleveland cinemas, though, or like this area, we get so many more films that like a lot of places don't, though. Constantly.
I feel like I would have got a lot better use.
Listen. You're gonna have to bring me probably back to like 1984 or something. Was the last time that like 4 fucking like great movies were out like fucking simultaneously, all 4 that I needed to see in theaters. It's usually like 1 or 2 that I'm like, oh, okay. Like when it's 2, I'm like, fuck, this movie season's hype.
Yeah. I mean, we can make a night out of it if you want. I mean, we can see it that Saturday and then record or whatever.
We make a night out of everything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm down for it then, if that's what we want to do. When doesn't it come out in a couple weeks?
So this episode that we're recording right now will come out on the 10th. And so that will be like the next episode that would probably come out as the Space Jam one. And that's the season finale.
What weekend is it? It comes out 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not this weekend, next weekend.
Not Black, because Black Widow comes out this weekend, so they didn't want to go against that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna break all the box office records, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, it's going to do way better than probably it should.
Well, it's like the first Marvel movie since theaters opened back up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like people will go crazy for it. I mean, I won't. I mean, I don't give a shit. But...
The trailer is just so generic. Like both of them they had, like it just doesn't do anything for me.
Imagine that. A Marvel movie that doesn't do much for us.
Yeah.
We are known as like probably the top like fucking Marvel hater podcasts on the internet.
I don't even know if we're Marvel hater. I mean, we're Marvel like don't give a shit. Like it's not like we're watching them and trashing everything about them. Like, we're not watching them. Like that's the like we're not even watching.
I've definitely missed some, but because they're the fucking biggest films in the world, you know, you hang out with people like, oh, can we watch this? Or you go over there, it's on. So I've like watched most of them have come out. They're all fine, I guess, but at the same time, they're all so like they have the formula dialed down. It's the same. Right. It's the same fucking movie, 5 movies in a row, and it took you 10 hours to get there, and you're just like,
and another 10 to watch the movie. By the way,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, they're long. Your boy Dylan is the biggest Marvel fanboy I've ever heard.
I just saw him quelling the Marvel fans on Twitter. He was calming them down, not letting the Marvel fans get too riled up, letting them know that what is it like? Going home, not coming home. The next Spider-Man movie trailer, it's coming. They're waiting for fucking their show on Disney Plus to be over. What's the show that's going on right now?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, the Loki show, or
yeah, Loki.
Damn, Dylan's really yeah, he's a big Marvel fan. Cinematic Marvel fan. He likes the comics too, but I will say more Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Space Jam will be the season finale. We got the fucking live stream coming up at some point whenever I get 1,000 subscribers. So Miles, I was talking to Jared about this off the show the other day. Do you still have Deadly Premonition?
My PS3 exploded, so I'm getting a new PS3. I got to re-download it because like I got the director's cut, and the director's cut, I think disc-wise, was like hard to get. But they released a new special edition a few years ago. I was going to buy, but it sold out. I think Atlas actually bought the rights and released it.
So we're gonna have to acquire Deadly Premonition, is what you're saying.
I'll probably be able.
But you said that there's a double pack on the Switch, right? 1 and 2.
So it's not together. It's not a double pack. They're both
okay.
They're both on Switch. It's like Deadly Premonition Origins, which is the first game, and then the Deadly Premonition 2.
Is Origins actually the first game?
Yeah, it is. I looked it up. Okay. Yeah. But so that might be what we have to do, I guess.
Fuck. I'm down to watch Deadly Premonition. I'll seriously go hard. I'll be up till 4 a.m. again.
Well, you're going to be the player coach. Like you're going to be like the coach on the sideline. One of us will be
one of us will be in the chat, one will be playing,
and one will be playing, and we'll probably alternate a little bit. We'll take turns doing other things. I don't think any one of us is going to want to fucking play Deadly Premonition for fucking 16 hours straight.
Miles might, bro. Top 10 game of all time.
Fuck, I love that game. I think you guys are going to be like, it's going to be those things that like grow. You'll start playing it, you'll be like, God, this feels really dated. And then you'll get to like,
we watched the trailer. Look at it, bro.
And then you'll start playing it and you'll like, the weirdness will rub off on you and the boss fights and all the shit. And you'll be like, God damn, I'm kind of hooked on this.
I think Jared's first reaction to watching the trailer, because like we play old games are fine, but Jared's first reaction was, this looks like it plays like shit.
It did. It looked like it played for like shit for the time. Like
I don't know. I don't know why anyone asked for my word.
I refuse to accept your input.
Exactly. That's why
anything played at any time. Because you always play like games with like the fucking jankiest fucking like,
and I make them work for me, and I make them work for me.
And then when somebody like calls it out for what it is, like this isn't the best, this is pretty bad, and you'll be like, are you insane? Like,
Yeah, duh.
I still remember
Fuck.
to this day when like Bloody Disgusting did that article on how the first Resident Evil game aged like piss, and you like sent it to me, and you're like, this is fucking so stupid. Like this is the worst, one of the fucking worst articles I've ever read in my entire life. And I literally like respond to you like, Miles, the game has aged very badly. Like I was like, I just beat it like a week ago, and like I like it, but goddamn, like it felt like I was playing like goddamn Pong sometimes.
That's a bit of a stretch, but I mean, hey, if that's how you felt,
Honestly,
I will say
I mean,
you're short-sighted. Pong has great
that's
controls,
a
bro.
compliment because Pong plays better than Resident Evil 1 to this day. Yeah.
we just did the podcast. They'll be coming out in October. I did my Resident Evil list. I ranked all 15 of the main series.
Look at this guy plugging his shit.
Okay, so
He's a true podcaster right now.
While we're on the topic of the October episodes that are soon to be coming, we're obviously going to be talking about the new Halloween Kills film when it comes out.
Right.
And we've got some other ideas in the works I'll pitch to you guys at some point. But here's the thing. In previous years, when it was Two Nerds a Podcast, Jared and I would always play slash cards against each other, which is a horde trivia game. We'd go back and forth.
Okay.
I still have the title. So I'm thinking you two guys on the show are probably going to have to duke it out and see who gets a
Why
chance
can't we just have
at
a
the
fucking
fucking...
triple threat?
I don't know.
He's a triple threat king because he doesn't want to do anything one-on-one with anyone.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like the champion 90% of the time, so I face people one-on-one way more than triple threat in pool, at least.
I always want to do one-on-one tournaments because I just enjoy it.
But I was thinking, because
How do you do one-on-one tournaments when you only have 4 people and one of them's the champion?
Well, I know that's why we can't do it clearly. But anyways, continue.
Well, because like my thing is like when we're
unless you want to do like the last number 1 contender gets a bye and the 2 jobbers fucking face each other one-on-one to face the previous number 1 contender, then that faces the champion.
He's just talking about pool and stuff. I don't know. Let's just continue. Things are running off.
I don't know. I was just seeing how you guys wanted to do it. I thought that would be an interesting way because like that way one person can ask all the questions and then instead of going back and forth, it could maybe who answers it first.
Damn,
just to like change the format up. I mean, I don't know.
I'm probably gonna get body bagged, even though I do really well at trivia. You've been there when I've done trivia before.
Yeah,
but
we could get one of the nerds ladies to host it for us, and we'd all 3 compete against each other. Maybe we'll get little buzzers.
Jared's just afraid he's not going to beat you in the preliminary round, and he won't make it to the finals.
Well, it's trivia. It's not like fucking pool. Whoever answers correctly first is going to get it. There's no advantage to doing it triple threat.
It's true.
If you know your shit, then you're going to win. That's how it goes.
We might have to invest in some buzzers or something then.
Yeah.
Get one of the ladies. Yeah, I mean, we might have to get one of the ladies to host it, or maybe Ben or something, or
that'd be fine.
Well, because the way we do it, I don't know if you've listened to the older episodes, we do it all in one session, and then there's just like a segment of the 4 weeks that like has the rounds in it. Okay. So at the end, it's whoever wins. But I don't know. We'll figure.
Explain. You guys will explain.
We'll figure it out.
Give it a shot.
I thought Jared was gonna say something. He's just looking around.
I have absolutely nothing to say.
it looked like he had.
I feel like the podcast is like, hey, well, just see what we can throw against the wall. It might be like that. We have nothing to say podcast, but we did get through all the loyal. We got
through all the loyal listeners. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say for this week. I don't know.
The only thing that I know after this podcast is that I got to go see Space Jam in theaters. So.
Oh, here's another question, because Jared and I were going to be ranking the Godzilla films on the thing. What are you going to do about that situation?
Holy shit. I'm trying to think.
Are you just going to be like a moderator and ask questions, or are you going to power through all the films?
Fuck, there's no way I'll make it through. I've seen over half of them, but there's how many guys?
Instead of watching Monday Night Raw tonight.
Here we go. I'm not watching Monday Night Raw tonight, probably.
Yeah, because you're going to be watching my stream. But instead of watching Monday Night Raw from now on, you could just watch a Godzilla film every Monday, and that you'd be ready in time. Set one day aside each week to watch a Godzilla film, and you fucking be good.
Jared's got to do the same, brother. I mean, I'm almost done. I've got like 3 left, and
How hard was it to try to find a place to watch each of the films? To be honest, like I mean, from like a streaming or
I have it on Criterion.
It's not hard. We have the Criterion box set. We're only doing the
right.
Showa era.
Oh, okay.
I think, right?
All right.
Yeah, we're just doing the.
Okay.
Yeah, just the show era. Yeah.
All right.
All
That
right.
makes it like a little less daunting.
You might not have to rewatch all of them, but you can remember some stuff. Or I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, obviously, I remember some of the Godzilla films, duh. But that's. Whew. All right. I'm considering this. I'll just rent the Criterions from you. Fuck.
Jesus Christ, better not bring them
They're
back
gonna
like
come back
like
fucking
the
totally
lion ate them.
Scratched in half.
I wouldn't do that to a friend.
Oh, well, I think that's about it for this week, you guys. I mean, I don't know what else needs to be said. We're going out with a bang next week, with Space Jam. So,
God, I hope it doesn't completely suck ass.
I'm going in with an open mind. Like I know everything
I'm
looks like it sucks, but I mean,
still
like
going in-
how many trailers look like they suck? I mean, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Literally every trailer for every movie Miles has ever tried to make us watch.
You liked what we watched last week, Southbound.
I did.
Miles picked a good film.
Guys, you know what we need to watch is this new Fear Street movie that's on Netflix now.
I want to watch it because I haven't seen it yet.
Is it a film or is it a series? I thought it was like a 3-part series, or is it?
Is it a 3-part? Whatever the
It's
fuck
3-part.
it is, we
It's
should
3-part.
watch it.
We should watch it together. I'd be down.
When did it come out? Could
I
we
think-
have solved our fucking film issue a few weeks ago easily by just saying
No,
let's watch Fear Street?
It just came out on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, let's watch it.
I'm down.
We also got to watch all the Rurouni Kenshin films here pretty soon. At the end of this month, Rurouni Kenshin the beginning will be on Netflix. The final is already on. I watched the trailer today. And I mean, I'm going to rewatch the first 3 at some point to rank the entire series. I have a sneaking suspicion that if they do the beginning very well, I think that it could be the best in the series and possibly the greatest anime live action adaptation of all time.
Well, I mean, that's the best Rurouni Kenshin story that I've watched. So, assuming the live action version is as good as the animated
They
one.
do a shot for shot remake live action, I'm with it. Like that, then they've done it. But I know that they were pretty liberal with the first 3 movies and how they kind of set out the events. They've changed a few things around, like so you know, we'll see what if they do anything to it or if they are very faithful about it.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's going to be good.
I'm sure it'll be good.
I can't imagine it wouldn't be good. So,
Not after I haven't seen all 3 of the new ones, but I saw the first one in theaters, and then I saw the second one. Cedarly had the first 2 in theaters, but I couldn't make the second one for some reason. It was only like one night only. But really liked the first film that I saw. I remember that one the most from the 2.
yeah, I still got to watch all of them. So, that'll be something to look forward to in the future at some point. But yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Jared's going to be streaming Silent Hill on his
In
Twitch.
like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you guys can check out the replay of that over on his Twitch, because obviously this will be coming out after that's over. So,
Well, lots to look forward to.
Twitch.tv/Dynamite Jared.
There we go. Lots to look forward to, I think, in the fall with the podcast. I think it's going to be a lot of fun episodes. So,
Yeah, this
Alrighty.
one was not one of the fun episodes.
Well, we stayed up till 4 or something in the morning playing Mercenaries. And here we are. So.
I don't even feel like a fucking human being.
As Jared's online still playing Rocket League as we speak.
Yeah, it's the only way I could keep myself awake for this fucking snore fest.
true gamer. All right, well, we're gonna end this shit. I'm Buddy the Bruiser. I'm signing off.
Midnight Miles signing off.
Dynamite Jared, and I'll catch your ass down the road because Jared said so.